Good morning. This is Sea Spirit Self Healing again, and I've just decided to restart recording everything, and what I put up, and what I don't. Working on my solar plexus, working on my throat chakra, working to release all the years that I worked in a respected healing profession that I didn't consider to be healing. I considered it to be putting the Band-Aid on the teddy bear and then pouring in some diluted sawdust. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Here's what we're doing. Well, it does matter, but it's not the topic. I have a Facebook page. I put a lot of topics like that on. So for my goddess card today, I got Persephone. Persephone is the goddess of the soul, of the darkness, because from the darkness of the unconscious comes our soul. And of course, when Persephone returns to the earth in the spring, it's illuminated. Everything's in a cycle, everything's in a wheel, individual wheels within us also. Playing with my Halloween cards here, I have vampire. Vampires are both so desirable and kind of scary. And I don't know if you ever read any of this, what do they call them, bodice busters? Vampire fiction, werewolves. It's some pretty sexy books, I'll tell you. But what this card represents, I'm watching the light here. What this card would represent is times are coming I may need to continue to set my boundaries. And actually I had to do that not too long ago. And I don't know how it will relate to each person differently. I am still a healer. I am still happy to share, to use my knowledge of the last 30 years. But I need a time space out. It's going to be in a ring. It's just not something popping into my daily life right now. It triggers me too badly. So anyway, that beautiful card is Vampire. I'm just looking to see here how these lights, I have too many lights on. Let's pause a minute. Okay, back and running. Let's see how that does. This is my daily spread. Just my daily spread here. Like I said, I'm returning. I haven't really messed with my cards in 20 years. There was not the internet. There was not all this stuff going on. And then the last 20 years after that, after my children left, I just kind of, I don't know what happened to me, roamed around, but was pretty well locked in the chains of society. And now I am breaking free. So maybe that's the vampire. The vampire's broken free from the chains. That's how they're all multi-million trillionaires and live so graciously and beautifully. Okay, got the cards. I guess that one can come out, huh? Or that will be. And what's my choice? Which stack am I going to use? I can use the Six of Coins, just balance and sharing, vulnerability. I can use the Two of Wands, coming together for a new idea. Or I can use Satan to see where my Satan hold is. This is a daily reading for me, so like I said, I do these readings and I write them all down. I write them all down, and then that takes a really long time. So I decided I'm just going to start throwing them out here, recording them, and then I can critique them, see all the really ridiculous mistakes I've made, like calling wands air, or who knows, all kinds of crazy things. So the first part of my question here is the devil. Where am I trapped in the devil? Where is my blockage here? I'm blocked somewhere on this conceptual theory. I think I'm just waking up. I mean, I think I've been awoke for 20 years, but I'm actually now shedding the reptilian skins off of me and getting that reptilian nano sludge out of my body. Second half, to represent my question, is temperance, which is balanced, which is step up and awareness. Step up in awareness. Oh, I got that light. Remember, I just told you just perfect, but I guess I didn't. What's kind of going on generally in my life as is, as we roll along here? Oh, how beautiful. Justice. I have made my passion for finding that sort of truth. I will no longer accept into my being what is not the sort of truth. But anyway, this also shows here I have decisions to make. I am starting a new life. Everything's changed. Everything. My income, what I'm doing, my daily routine, all of it. It is just wonderful. And there sits 3 major arcana cards from my first 3 cards out. And that is blessed. My short-term goal I'm looking at here in my personal reading, and that is a 6 of Wands, a claim. And that's kind of funny. I was thinking this morning, I'm not here so much for a claim at 68 years old to be the most famous card reader, the most famous astrologer. If nothing else, that is a claim to myself of going back to the purity of what I have enjoyed and what I have studied. And like I said, removing from my mind all that sludge that's been in there to move on to a life that I am so much more appreciative. 3 arcana and a fire. What assets am I bringing into this situation? I love it. My favorite card in the whole deck. The High Priestess. The scroll she has opened to get some answers. The book is still closed. More work to do. The Hound sits at her feet. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. I am happy that this is the asset and the attribute that I'll be bringing in. And that gives me 4 major arcanas at this time. The best expected outcome I could be looking for, well, it's the 4 of Cups. That looks like a pretty stable card. An elephant. An elephant doesn't move fast. I'm doing this to give back to the public. I'm doing this to develop my skills. I'm doing it to develop my confidence and level out my emotions. Looks like they might be a little closed, though. In the Rider-Waite, it's the one with the clouds handing it to the grumpy-looking man who can only see what's in front of him. And here I have to think about this a bit, maybe using the wisdom, get out of action, get out of reaction, going to knowing, going to wisdom. Don't react, be wise. I'm going to take that for that. There's an opportunity coming. Isn't it funny how the cards just validate so much things that you had already been thinking of in your life? The way I see my question, I'll have to flip these up a bit for this, and then we can cover them again. In this modified spread, the way I see my question is what is holding me back here? Where are my blockages? Where do I need to go? I need to be patient. I need to go with the flow. Allow. Release and allow. Allow with grace and ease. And then how I see myself, how I look at my question, I have the Ace of Swords. A whole new beginning on a whole new level. It's funny because I guess in nursing I did work mostly above my head, but don't let it kid you, it's a very physical job also. But the Ace with the laurel, like I told you, I have made at this point in my life, well, always, but I've always been after the sword of truth. The problem is when I'm looking for the sword of truth, I don't set my boundaries, and I see so many people as just diamonds in the rough. If this Pisces could just polish them up a little bit and love them up, how absolutely wonderful things would be, wouldn't it? We'll put these back here because this is about the question. The card that I kind of call the wild card. Let's see how far over we can. Oh my goodness, you can't see that. Can't see the High Priestess. That's too much for me. We gotta have her out here. I believe seeing the cards is so very important. That the cards key you. I can ramble on about how this might be at your work or this might be with your sister, but seeing the cards is something different. We run on frequency, we run on symbols. That is something that's been constant, incarnation to incarnation, planet to planet. Symbols makes us remember, not remember, but remember, put things together. What I call the wild card, the timing, absolutely perfect. Here we got the Nine of Swords, just following this little red thread of truth to get through the deceptive swords. Get out of your head. Know that that's just a deception, a distraction of the devil. Don't we have the devil down here? If I was sitting where I could pull all these out and flip them better, I would, but right now I'm kind of keeping them in order. And I'm going to use that card to signify just keep on a-doing and a-going what I'm doing. The big picture of the whole situation is the Lady of the Swords. This would be the Page of the Swords. She comes out with frequency and music. She raises consciousness with poetry, with stories. And there again you have the green and the red, divine masculine, divine feminine, ruby red, emerald green. And her sword. With her sword she brings truth, she brings remembrance, she brings memory. And I'm going to set that one right here. And potential outcomes, what to look for, obstacles, what to be aware of. And I have the Eight of Swords, which is, of course, a lovely card of imprisonment. So, we did the what the question was. The why the question. Why this question is because my cups have been sealed for too long. They've been locked into the bondage, which I guess is my karma of my karmic acts. So it's time to gain some wisdom, move the elephant off of the cups, and let's move on to where we are happy, where we are creative, where we are passionate, and where we really have some acclaim. I'm not a real competitive person, so for me this acclaim can be for my soul self. Not in the ego way, I'm so great, but something that I have feared, that I have worked on. Here it's called a craft person, that I have made progress and conquered. And the outcome of that would be this lady, the lady with the, whatever that is, a lute, who brings her stories, who brings her frequency, who brings her song to the situation. I'm going to just pull apart because I don't have much room. How am I going to do this? I'm going to do this by using my knowledge, looking into my deep side, my Persephone side here, and do my best to decipher and discern of the knowing to bring in to hear what I'm trying to do. And it's a lot of work because I get up here and stutter, spit, and say absolutely stupid things, it appears to me, often. Where we're going with that next, the outcome to be expected or to look for. And here we have justice. My cards just all go together so well. Seems like the justice goes with the Persephone card. Seems like the justice goes with the vampire card. It obviously, which I didn't show you again, it obviously goes with, didn't I have a sword of, now I see how they lay them out, I guess that's sort of, I know I had a sword of truth here somewhere. Anyway, another 4 major arcanas in a row across here. But the ones that answer this question here is the knowledge of my feminine receptivity, the High Priestess, the Justice, making smart decisions, leading a life by example. You can talk all you want, but until you walk your talk, it really doesn't matter too much. And obstacles to be aware of, or things that can happen. And here we have the most beautiful 8 of Swords. So don't get caught up if I have 3 followers instead of 14K. I'm doing this for me. The people that might want to see it have my brand of humor or whatever will see it. Don't let myself get caught up in my head that I shouldn't be doing this. And also don't let myself get caught up in the head of times that we should be out socializing. Times there's many things, but people, or me especially, I'll sit in my head. So this is an obstacle. I need to use some justice and discernment, but I especially need to use what the High Priest tells me. And I was just going to mention that today Mars trines Uranus. So Mars wants things in order. Mars wants action. Mars wants health. Well, Virgo wants health and organization, knowledge, learning. Uranus can cause total chaos to the paradigm that your mind may be in at this time. And Venus just wants everything luxurious, pretty, well done, and comfortable. So it's a very motivational day, a day to make a lot of progress. And on top of that, you have the moon entering Leo, which is your fire, your passion, your wands. Where's my wands? I should put my cards away in the bad order, huh? Because now I can't find them. Oh, here they are. Here's that sword of truth I'm after. I'll use that Leo energy to get to me there. And here's that wand energy that's available to me right now to move up and through. Well, that's my reading, my personal reading for today. Thank you for joining me as I make my way through the 8 of Swords. Love and light. I wish everyone an absolutely beautifully blessed day. Thank you for joining me.